I'm Johnny Ray, and this is 5 Hour Recovery. I want to talk about resentments today. So when I got my first sponsor, God rest his soul, may he rest in peace. One of the things he had me do was write down all my resentments, write down all the people that I had resentments towards, and how they played a part in my resentment towards them. It was a long list. It was about 3 pages long, front and back. You go back and you remember this is part of 5 Hour Recovery, right? Your first phase is remembering where we came from. And in that story, you're going to find people who you believe have wronged you, who people you know you've wronged, who situations that you wish would never have happened, things that happened to you that you blame God or the world or people for. So I wrote this list of resentments, and I wrote out how they played out, and how each one of those resentments affected me. And then my sponsor, who was a very wise man, said, what was the common denominator in all of those resentments? And it was the answer's me. And when I answered that, I was like, oh my gosh, I was the issue, right? Not saying that you're not being wronged by people. Not saying that things that have happened to you maybe shouldn't, or that people haven't done some bad things to you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's easier to blame somebody else for something that maybe you had a part in causing than it is to reflect and look at yourself, right? That's just the way we are as human beings. It's so much easier to place blame and opinion on somebody else rather than yourself. It's easier for me to tell somebody else how to do something than it is for me to tell myself. So with those resentments, I want you to take into consideration the effects that you had on the people that you have resentments for. Look into your past and figure out if you could have did something different. You'd be amazed at how much relief you have when you're like, man, that person never wronged me. I was just a jerk. That girlfriend wasn't. I was rude to her. I did terrible. That gives you a sense of relief, and that's what we call recovery. So I'm Johnny Ray, and this is 5 Hour Recovery. Pay attention to your resentments and how you played a part in it. Thanks.